What is happening, people? Gaz from Gaz Reptiles. Hope everybody's okay. Little introduction into my channel again for those who have just tuned into this video as their first video. My channel is all about reptiles, and breeding reptiles, the care of reptiles, anything remotely interesting to do with reptiles. If that interests you or you want to learn some stuff and keep up with what I'm doing, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button, people. It really spurs me on. I really like talking to you guys. So what I wanted to do is share with you my absolute steal that I got today. Now, that's my first bit of advice that I've got for anybody who's thinking about getting into reptiles, owning reptiles, breeding reptiles, or any sort of animal, is don't break the bank. You can get in real deep, real quick with especially reptiles, okay? So my advice to you would be, if you're looking for equipment, vivariums, snake racks, any type of stuff like that really, even obviously reptiles, is consider just going second hand with some stuff. Save yourself a little bit of money until you're a little bit more established. There's some really good condition stuff out there. Now, I actually got this from Pre-Loved and it's an absolute steal. I'm going to show you what I got now. Before I do that, there's actually I've got four new reptiles in with a deal, which is beautiful because I'm actually glad that they became into my possession, because the way that he was looking after them wasn't ideal. And there's a couple of things on there that show warning signs to me. I think it doesn't make sense. So I'm happy that they've come into my possession, because now I can give them the love and the care that they truly deserve. Okay, so let's have a little look at what we've got. So you'll first of all see here, it's not the best racking system you've ever seen, but everything that you can see here, okay, and down there, that cost me £300. And that is sensational if you ask me. Now, the first thing that really concerned me when I went into this guy's house is he's got 4 pets, yeah, 3 snakes and 1 tarantula, which aren't my favourite, I have to admit. I've got a little bit of a phobia of him, but I will show some videos of me handling him. So there's 3 pets, yeah, there's only 2 heat mats set up. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm guessing anybody who knows about reptiles is thinking, what? So one of these guys wasn't actually, or 2 of these guys weren't actually getting any heat at all, which is massively unfair. And for the ages that he said that they are, these snakes, they look pretty thin to me as well. So I'm so happy they're in my possession. But look what I got for £300. So this is a 6 rack, racking system, yeah, which fits 6 of these tubs in, which is pretty cool. It came, I mean, you can always probably get away with putting something on the top as well, to be fair. I'm actually going to spray these black, because that way the snakes will stay in them, they'll stay in the hides. But look what else I've got with this. I've got 2 sort of small hatchling rubs, lovely jubbly, and sometimes they're just useful for anything anyway. And I've got, how many is that? 5 tubs, which is cool as well. In amongst these tubs, you've got different bits and bobs. Sorry about the filming, guys. It probably is a little bit annoying, but we'll get through this. So, in this tub, I've got 3 hides. Now these aren't cheap on their own. I mean, they're disgusting. Look at the state of all of it. It stinks. Everything stinks. There's poo stuck to the sides and everything needs a good wash down, yeah, but these on their own are worth a bit of dough. So just goes to show what you can kind of get for your money, really. Now let's have a look at this one. It also came with water bowls, feeding tongs, another hide, yeah, all this is good stuff. It's good equipment. None of this is cheap stuff. It came with 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th heat mat, which I've got the snakes just half on, half off. That's working nicely. And there's more stuff in there, just little bits and bobs as well, which is pretty cool. Now, if you're considering breeding snakes, like ball pythons especially, this is a good find, because that racking system alone could technically be worth close to £200-300. Maybe not this particular one, but this is solid. This is good. This is actually pretty decent stuff. And you know, for £300, bearing in mind, I've got the full setup with this spider, which I'll show you. I'm not keen on these, but it's a nice spider. It looks in not bad condition. Probably needs to be cleaned out. And 3 snakes. Now, you know, one of those snakes could be worth close to £200-300 on their own. Yeah, I've got this as a full deal. So I guess going back to my point of this video is, if you're looking to get started, maybe don't rush in, because I've seen a few deals like this where people essentially need to move, they ain't got the space, or they want to upgrade and do something slightly different, or whatever the situation might be. Some people are, let's just say, they haven't got the time to sell all this individually, so they just say, do you know what, bung it all into a deal, I've got this for 300 quid. If you were setting up as a ball python breeder, you've got everything that you need here. I've got I've apparently, don't quote me, but I've apparently got 2 females, 1 male in amongst that. And technically speaking, that would be you set up, ready to start breeding for £300. Now, what I actually want to do is get onto the most important part, for me personally, is let's have a look at the snakes. I am going to put them straight back into the bag. They've had a journey. They've been taken out of their tubs, slung in a bag, in the car. It's only a small journey, it's only around the corner as well. It's still stressful for them. They don't understand what's happening. So I'm gonna try and set this camera up somewhere. I didn't really think about this, if I'm honest, because I'm too excited to show you guys what I've been up to. I have got more videos ready to come out as well. Let's just see if that works all right like that. Okay. I'm guessing I'm right in the camera here. So you've seen the tarantula. It was just beautiful. Another thing is that guy didn't know if that tarantula was even male or female. He just didn't seem to really care about what was happening with the animals, and that upsets me a bit, I'm not gonna lie. All of this stuff needs to be jet washed down with like disinfectant. Some nuclear bomb needs to hit this to get it clean, because it's pretty rank. But I'll spend some time cleaning it all down, making sure it's absolutely perfect. He was using newspaper as a substrate, which is fine. For me, with my snakes, I like to use something. I like to use cocoa husk actually. So I've done a video on that. If you guys want to go and see, if you guys are just starting out, to see how far a cocoa husk brick will go, have a look at that and how to actually make it. It's pretty simple stuff, guys. But you know, if you've never done it before, it's always worth just seeing. Let's have a first look at this. Okay, so this snake is an absolute beauty. She's meant to be a female. They seem pretty small to me, which I think is not very good in terms of he's probably not been feeding her the correct amount, or they're actually males. But let's get her out. This is a butterbee, and look at the markings on her. She's just fantastic. I mean, they're in pretty decent condition, given the fact that it only looks like 2 of them were on some heat. I don't know what was going on there. I just want to try and see if I can get the camera to focus in on her. If you can see her. She's pretty. When you're handling ball pythons, actually, you kind of they don't like their head being touched. So if you can help it, try not to touch their head. Now, I'm just going to give you an idea of how big this snake is. She seems. What they do is they curl up in a ball like this. They're called ball pythons, royal pythons. They kind of got the nickname royal python because actually going back in the day, these are from West Africa, but going back in the day, supposedly the more royal people, or the upper class people should we say, used to wear these around their neck as decoration, which is pretty cool because you can see why. They're just amazing to look at. So this is a butter bee. I'm going to stick her back in. I'm going to get all of their enclosures set up nicely, clean all this down. It's going to take me a while yet, but I just want to get her in the warm. She'll be quite happily sat there in the warm for a minute or two. For about an hour, she'll probably be sat there. So we stick her back in the heat mat. I'm quite fortunate that I've got heated seats in my car as well, so if I'm ever transporting anything, any snakes, I stick them on my seat. I put the heat up on the heated seat, so they're quite well looked after. They don't really get too cold from the journey. Let's have a little look at this one. Now, another thing that worried me about this guy is he only knew what 2 of the breeds were, and it's like he's guessing their ages. He doesn't really know who, what, where, or why, which didn't seem too bothered. Which isn't, I don't think it's very fair. Oh, okay, so this one is a beauty. Take this out. I put that in there just to keep them warm. If you ever transport a snake in your snake bags, stick a little bit of towel in there, kind of keeps them warm. Or if they do a mess, at least some of it will go on the paper towel. This is a spider. By the looks of things. And again, it just seems to be kind of pretty curled up, pretty sort of, for me they just seem really, he said they're all about 3 years old, and it's like, really? They are small. So I don't know the exact ages of these. I don't even know if, I mean, it seems like a spider to me because look, he's got a bit of a corkscrewy head, which is a bit of a gene defect in these snakes. They get a bit of a head wobble, they get a bit of a corkscrewy head like this. So people tend not to breed them against each other, but yet they do have an undeniable marking set on them. I mean, they just seem so empty. Look at the way he's sort of corkscrewing. It's unfortunate that you'd be like that, but I'm going to stick him back in the bag anyway. Just let him. So this is meant to be a female as well, but just look how skinny. Look. Anyway, it does upset me to think that he's probably not looked after these very well. Just like I said a few times, I'm happy they're in my possession, even if that snake is a little bit corkscrewy. I wanted to feed these up and potentially find them some homes. I might just keep hold of him, to be honest with you. But the last one, I might keep hold of her. The last one, this is meant to be a male, but listen to this. He didn't know what genes were in the snake. It would be cool if people could leave me some comments actually, to let me know what they think that this snake is. I'm gonna get him out. Oh, bucking me a little bit. It's always a bit risky getting him out. not particularly happy with what's going on. So he's pooed on me. It's typical, doesn't really know what's going on. I'm gonna put him back in because yeah, he's pooed all over me. It's not, the actual snake is, these snakes seem pretty stressed out, like they've not been handled, underfed, and I'd be pretty irritated too. I'm not great with having poo on my hands. I haven't seen many ball pythons go like that, which is why you could probably see I was a little bit like, what is this snake doing? Most of the time when you see a ball python, you will see that they're very, very placid, very, very chilled out. All of my ball pythons, I'll do a video on all the ones I've got actually, I think that would be pretty cool. You'll see that they're just pretty chilled out, docile snakes. I'm interested to see that footage in a minute to see what my face was like when that snake started doing that, because it's a weird behaviour. It's kind of, there's definitely some sort of flight mode, but oh, just trying to get out of the bag. But yeah, interesting. I'm gonna try and find out what genes are in that snake, feed them up, and we can go from there. So the whole point of the video, 1 second, I'm just going to quickly rinse my hands. Okay, I'll give them a proper wash in a minute. The whole point of the video is, once them snakes have had a little bit of handling, a nice bit of food, a bit of time to rest, proper substrate, you'd kind of be set up ready to breed, or at least just have a nice little collection of snakes for £300, guys. So top tip, do some shopping. Don't just rush into it and necessarily buy everything new. Some stuff you want to get new. I could understand if you want to get everything new. Everything else that I've got is kind of new, but vivariums and stuff like that, you can get them secondhand in good condition. I will actually paint these racks, but sorry for the long video, guys, but I thought I'd just let you know what's going on. So technically you could get set up as a breeder to a degree for pretty much 300 quid if you found the right deal. Actually, that's another thing before I go, is he wasn't using a thermostat on any of his heat mats. So he's only got 2 and he's got 4 animals, and he wasn't using a thermostat. A quick briefing on why you need a thermostat. If you're not using a thermostat with your heat mats, guys, you can actually burn the snake. You need to set it to a good temperature. I always put my racks on at 88 degrees, just so you know. But yeah, nice to speak to you guys. Please, if I'm helping anybody, or you like what you see, or you're interested to see what's happening next, I've actually got some animals I've not shown you yet. I've got more videos to come. Please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Let's go through this journey together. Good luck, guys. Thank you.